Good morning, manatees. This is Miss Edwards, your school counselor, and today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. I will be leading us in the United States and Texas Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. And now for a brief moment of silence. Alright guys, I don't know if you can hear it, but I was playing a little background music today. I wanted to share with you guys an app that I've been using personally, and it is called the Calm app. It is a pretty neat app on your phone. It has different sections on it. It has music, which I was playing earlier. It has a sleep feature that will help you with ways to get to sleep, music, meditation. Most of it is free. There is some of it that cost. I find it really good to help with my focus, and it does have some good options to help with sleep if you've been having a hard time sleeping. I think it's a really great app. I have it on my phone. You can also put it on your desktop. I just wanted to share this app with you guys as a way for you to maybe help decrease some of your anxiety, help with your sleep, help with your mood. Again, it's free. You can download the app and you can also use it on the website. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, I put up our Counselor Corner on the school website, and I'm also going to put the link to the Calm app on there as well. So that is all I have for you today, and I believe Miss Sharafat is up next with an extension from her activity from last week. Everybody have a wonderful Wednesday.
The program that we are going to be working on today is a challenge activity that builds on what we did last week, where the EV3 senses a wall and then backs up. We are going to be writing a long code today for our program where the EV3 will move through a maze. Now, this project is probably the hardest that I have worked on for you all. And if we were doing this in class, it would probably take 2 or 3 class visits for us to be able to get it done, because there were several things that happened while I was running the program that I had to tweak and go back through the engineering design process and fix what I had done. So one of the problems that I had was I was using a cardboard box, and the cardboard was thin, so the ultrasonic sensor was not sensing or detecting the box in front of it. So the EV3 would keep running into that box and keep trying to move forward. So I had to replace that with some books. So that's just an example of one of the things that I ran into. One of the other things that I had to consider was the width of the EV3, because when it backed up, it would bump into the books or the border of my maze. So anyway, I hope that you all enjoy the video. It was a little time consuming, but it would have been a really fun activity for us to try to do in class. Thank you. Have a good week, everybody. Today we are going to be writing a program where we are moving our EV3 through a maze. So this is going to build on our program that we did last week, where the EV3 uses the ultrasonic sensor to detect a wall and then back up. So the first thing I need for my program is to tell my EV3 to move forward. I'm going to use a move steering block to tell my EV3 to be on and to move forward. Now I need for my ultrasonic sensor to detect a wall. So I'm going to go into my orange menu. I'm going to select the weight block. I'm going to go into the drop-down menu and select ultrasonic sensor, compare, distance in centimeters. I'm going to set this to be 15. Now this number here, I had to play around with this just a little bit because I didn't want my EV3 to bump into the edges of the maze or the components of the maze. So I did have to play around with this number just a little bit just to get it right. So I decided to use 15 centimeters. Now, once the EV3 has detected the wall, I need for my EV3 to stop. So I'm going into my green menu. I'm selecting a move steering block. I need it to be off. I need my EV3 to be off. And now I need for my EV3 to back up. So I'm using another move steering block. To have my EV3 back up, I need to set my speed at -50. Oops. And I need to set this at 50. I just need my EV3 to make a slight turn. Now, these blocks, these 4 blocks, we are going to repeat this for our program. Each time that the EV3 detects a wall, it's going to back up until it gets to the end of the maze. Now, some of the values will change just a little bit, so we cannot use a loop block to write this program shorter. So today I'm going to write it the long way, and then next week I'm going to explain how we can write the same program using a shortcut format. So now I'm going to repeat these same 4 blocks. I'm going to use another move steering block to tell my EV3 to move forward. I'm going to tell the EV3 to be on. And now I need for my EV3 to detect a wall. I'm going into the orange menu, selecting a wait block. I'm going down to the ultrasonic sensor, compare, and distance in centimeters. I want it to be less than 15 centimeters. And now I need to tell my EV3 to stop, so I'm going back into my green menu, pulling up a move steering block, and I need for my EV3 to stop. And now I need for my EV3 to back up, so I'm using another move steering block. I'm going to move it down here because I've run out of space on my screen. I'm going to use my extension cable to connect the block. And I need for my EV3 to back up, so I'm going to set this at -50. And I'm going to set this at 50, just a slight turn. And so I've repeated those same 4 blocks again. Now I'm going to repeat again because the EV3 has detected another wall. It's backed up, and now I need to tell it, my EV3 to move forward. So I'm going to use a move steering block and tell my EV3 to be on. I'm going to tell my EV3 to detect a wall. Going down to ultrasonic sensor, compare, distance in centimeters. I need it to be less than 15 centimeters. I'm going into my green menu to tell my EV3 to stop once it detects the wall. And now I need for my EV3 to back up. So I'm going to use another move steering block. I'm going to set this at -50. And this time with my turn, because the maze is a little bit different, I'm going to set this at -50. It's going to make a different turn this time. So I've completed another set of 4 of the same 4 blocks. So I'm going to start my pattern over again with a move steering block. I'm telling my EV3 to be on. I'm going to tell it to detect a wall. I'm using the wait block. Going down to ultrasonic sensor, compare, and distance in centimeters. Again, I want it to be less than 15 centimeters. And now I need to tell my EV3 to stop. I'm going back into the green menu. I'm going to move it into my workspace. I'm going to pull the extension cable, to connect my program. And I need my EV3 to stop or off. And now I need it to back up. So I'm using another move steering block to tell it to back up. I need this to be set at -50. And this turn is different, so I'm going to be -50. I'm going to set that at -50. And now we're at the end of the maze, so I'm going to tell my EV3 to move forward for a distance of 2 rotations. So I use a move steering block and tell my EV3 to move forward for 2 rotations. Okay, so this is the program that you're going to see. It took a little bit of time for me to figure out my centimeters and how much I needed to set my move steering block to have my EV3 back up so it wouldn't run into the edges. I hope you all enjoy, and we will talk about how to make this a little bit simpler next week. Thank you.